Very few Australian businesses are across the detail of the government's planned emissions trading scheme. A survey from the Australian Industry Group and KPMG also suggests that the majority of businesses have done nothing to reduce their carbon footprint. Desley Coleman reports.
Matsu Chilling has been building cooling units in Sydney for 5 years. Like many senior managers, Daniel Rolston has been more focused on maintaining sales in the downturn than measuring the company's carbon footprint.
It's all too hard, really. I think really the best thing that we could do is have a published set of guidelines.
KPMG and the Australian Industry Group surveyed 400 businesses to gauge how prepared companies are for the National Emissions Trading Scheme, which is due to start in 2011. The report found most have good intentions.
They're looking at measuring their footprint, they're looking at changing their operational procedures, and that there's a very big percentage of companies really forecasting doing more of that. They're looking at their product development and the energy standards attached to that. They're looking at driving this through their supplier networks.
While there are good intentions, 75% of businesses surveyed don't understand all the elements of the carbon trading scheme.
Some organisations thought they were eligible for free permits under the scheme, and yet nearly half of those organisations hadn't actually undertaken any kind of formal assessment of the scheme's impact on their operation.
But there's little incentive for small and medium-sized businesses to assess a scheme that's yet to be passed by the Senate.
Is a massive fear of a regulatory explosion on business. Some 40% already report an increase in regulation, and some 70% see further regulation going forward. And the Productivity Commission have in fact identified some 244 existing or potential regulations on business imposed by 56 agencies across state and federal governments.
For years now, big businesses have been able to dedicate resources to prepare for an ETS in all its complexity.
It's clearly difficult at the moment for small and medium-sized businesses to be certain about their internal strategies. But Daniel Rolston says that his business is already benefiting from customers demanding more environmentally friendly and energy-efficient products.
Our whole business is being impacted by the environmental movement, and I think the ETS is really just lost in that. We're so focused on trying to get our products out there that meet all these other standards, and really I think that does a lot more than our own 13-person business complying to ETS.
AI Group Chief Heather Ridout says the government needs to roll out its education package immediately to help business prepare.
We are going to have a doubling in our electricity costs. We are going to have change in procurement arrangements. We are going to have costs imposed, even if we're not caught up in the emissions trading scheme. There will be costs on business.
Costs that businesses like Matsu Chilling haven't even begun to calculate.